Master the game and join dating and life coach Mr. Locario live in New York City on Saturday, March 25th in Times Square for the Bad Boy Seminar. Mr. Locario has some exclusive realistic approaches to the dating game that will help you be successful with women. Purchase your tickets at MrLocario.com. Space is extremely limited, so pick up your tickets today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this audio/video, I'm going to be talking about, how to get high quality women, how to get hotter chicks, how to be the guy who, gets the sex he wants, to get more dates, to be the type of guy who doesn't really deal with flakiness that much, you understand? And so the thing is that if you want to get hotter chicks, you want to have more sex, you want to go on more dates and all this other stuff, right? You need to become the man who basically attracts those type of women, right? So now you're probably saying, well, duh, like this is why we're trying to, learn these things and all that other stuff, right? So, but what I want you to understand is this, is that you have to become the type of guy who, doesn't tolerate bullshit, right? And now this doesn't mean that, when I say become the type of guy, it doesn't mean you have to technically like change yourself in the sense of like being fake or, being inauthentic, trying to use pickup lines, trying to use gimmicks, trying to use tricks in order to get women. What I'm talking about is that some of the behavior that you display when it comes to dealing with women, what it does is that it attracts a lot of bullshit into your situation, and it doesn't really, attract the type of women and experiences that you want. You understand? So if you're the type of guy who keeps getting flaked on, what it means is that you constantly are, indulging and dealing with women who flake. If you're the type of guy who ends up dealing with or going out with a whole bunch of like lackluster looking chicks and you want to get hotter chicks, the reason why you're going out with the lackluster chicks is because you're basically lowering your standards and settling for those women, right? If you're the type of guy who's not getting, enough sex or the amount of sex you want, it's because you are dealing with women who are, cock teases and chicks who play a whole bunch of games when it comes to sex, right? So the thing is, in order for you to get better women, to get better quality women, to get hotter women, is that you have to accept better quality shit and you have to reject the whack shit. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to be able to do this on a consistent basis to the point where it becomes part of your character. See, I get a lot of emails from guys who they hit me up and they're like, yo, man, I was trying to see this girl and she flaked on me and, I hollered at her again. And then, I tried to set something else up again and she flaked on me again. And then, I called her again and like now she's not picking up her phone. And then there's this other girl I was talking to and I was supposed to see her on a date last week. And then she flaked on me and told me she couldn't make it. And then I called her like 3 times. And then, she said that she was going to see me on Friday. And then, Friday came in and, something else happened and blah, 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 blah. You understand? So this guy, he's hitting me up and he's wondering like, yo, why these chicks keep flaking on me? Right. And the reason why he's getting these women who are flaking on him is because he is basically dealing with these type of women. He's dealing with flaky women. So therefore, he becomes the type of guy that when women see him and interact with him, they know that they can flake on him and he's going to, keep coming back for more. He's going to keep trying to holler at them. They can see this on you. They can sense this. You understand? And not only can they sense that, what's happening is that those girls who are flaking on you, right? They're the type of woman who are the low quality women who do shit like flake. You understand what I'm saying? So you're creating situations to where you're becoming the guy that, women can flake on. And what you're doing is you're attracting women who are flaky. Do you understand? Because what happens is that, most of the women who aren't flaky or who aren't going to be on that bullshit wouldn't be fucking with you anyway, because you're the type of guy who deals with flaky women. See, what you got to understand is this, is that, it's going to be hard for you to attract a number of, quality women in that regard if you are not being that type of guy who is quality himself. You understand? So, the thing is that if you're the type of guy who basically, is dealing with chicks and, you're dealing with a whole bunch of subpar, whack looking chicks, you understand what I'm saying? It's going to be harder for you to attract hotter women because you keep lowering your standards every time to deal with the whack chicks. You understand what I'm saying? And then so now what happens is that you're making it easy for yourself to, attract whack women. And what happens is that the hotter chicks don't want to be around you and fucking with you because you dealing with all these whack chicks. It's like if you go into a bar and you start talking to some goofy looking chick because, you're scared to talk to a hotter girl, or you think that it'll be easier to get her, or whatever it is, right? What happens is that other hot chick on the other side of the bar that you think is hot, and then you want to go and talk to her. Let's say you talk to her after you talk to the whack chick. She's going to be like, looking at you like, what the fuck is this guy coming up to me for when he's been dealing with that whack chick? You understand? So she's looking at it like, you can't come up to me and holler at me after you was hollering at that whack chick, because what it's saying to her is that you're putting her in the same category as the whack chick. You understand? And she doesn't want to be in that category. She doesn't want to be associated with a guy who is going to deal with those type of women, because basically what she feels like you're saying is that she is the same as the other girl. You're saying that she's on that other girl's level. You feel what I'm saying? It's sort of like that. This is why let's take this a step further. If you notice, when when a lot of guys see hot chicks, right? Some guys will not approach her or talk to her because they're saying to themselves, oh, she's out of my league. She's just too hot. She's never going to want a guy like me. Right. So then he doesn't really approach her. And the thing is that this woman, she might be dressed a certain way. She's dressed real nice. She put herself together real good or whatever. So she's giving off a certain type of vibe. You understand? And then so if, some cornball dusty dude tries to holler at her, right? She's not only most likely going to reject him, but she's going to be offended that this guy even tried to holler at her, because in her mind she's thinking, damn, like, is this the type of guys I'm attracting, right? Like, what's going on with me where I'm attracting these type of dudes? You understand what I'm saying? Because she's like, well, she's figuring her vibe is a certain way. She wants to attract different, higher quality men, right? Now let's say if that woman dated some dusty dude or started fucking with some dusty dude, right? And you saw her fucking with this dusty dude, right? And let's say, for example, like, she was fucking with this guy for a little while and then they broke up, right? Now, let's say another dusty motherfucker sees her, right? Since he saw her with that dusty dude, right? This new dusty dude feels like he can make it happen because he saw her with a dusty dude. He's like, oh, well, she fuck with dusty niggas. I'm a dusty nigga, so let's make this happen. You feel what I'm saying? So now she's attracting more dusty motherfuckers because she dealt with that first dusty motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? So now other dusty motherfuckers think they could get it popping, right? And that's because she didn't, keep her standards high to get that high quality guy. You understand? And so the thing is that first guy who saw her, who probably thought she was out of his league, he's thinking, oh, I guess she's not out of my league because I saw her with the dusty motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So what's happening is that depending on how you as a man, see yourself and set your standard, what you're going to do is you're going to be attracting a certain type of woman, and also you're going to be repelling a certain type of woman. So if you are the type of guy who doesn't deal with flakiness, you're going to be attracting women who don't fuck with that flaky shit, who don't be on that flaky nonsense, and you're going to be repelling the women who are on that flaky shit because you don't deal with that. If you're trying to get higher quality women, if you continuously deal with high quality women, you're going to attract higher quality women, and you're going to repel the women who aren't high quality, because those because those low quality women are going to feel like you're out of their league, and they're not going to try to fuck with you in the long run. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I remember a long time, this is a while ago, this is maybe at least like 10 to 12 years ago. I remember I was chilling with my brother, and this is when I used to live with him, with my mom's or whatever. And my brother's, like 5 years younger than me, something like that. And so I must have been maybe like 26 or something. He was maybe like 20, 21 or something like that. And so he bought these two hood rat ass chicks to the crib, right? And he was messing with one of them, and the other one was just sort of like chilling there. She was a friend or whatever. So, they were in the house. I come in the house, and, I see them chilling, right? So this is my first time meeting this, the two chicks, right? So they was on that hood rat shit. I'm not really fucking with that hood rat shit. You know what I'm saying? So then, they're chilling, they're talking or whatever. So my brother's fucking with, one of the chicks, and the other one is kind of just sort of like sitting there. And we were in the back room or whatever. And then I remember all four of us was in the room just chilling, watching TV or whatever it was he was doing. And then my brother was messing with the other girl. So they went like outside the room. So now I'm in the room with the other chick, the chick that my brother's not messing with. Right. So we're just chilling there. We're talking or whatever, just, some regular stuff. And so my brother was messing with the other girl. So I think so what happened was the other girl, I guess, expected me to sort of like fuck with her in that manner. You understand what I'm saying? So now what I noticed, I can tell that this chick was feeling me, because I can tell she was trying to sort of like act less hoodish or something like that, because she saw that, how my vibe was. And then at a certain point, she said to me, she was like, "Oh, you seem like you mess with those preppy girls or those white girls or some other shit, right?" So I'm like, what makes you think that? She was like, "I don't know. I just could tell. Or whatever." And so basically what she was saying was that the vibe I was giving off was that I don't fuck with hood rats. You understand? And she knew she was a hood rat, and she knew that it wasn't going to go down with me. You understand what I'm saying? Because of that vibe that I was giving off, right? And she was absolutely right. I wasn't going to fuck with her because I wasn't into that shit. But again, and this is not even from us even discussing anything from the beginning. It's just that I already had that vibe from the jump, from, the way that I came in a room, the way that I was chilling with them, the way I was talking, the way that I was dressed, the way, and like everything in my being was letting her know that I don't really fuck with you like that. I would not fuck with you like that. It's just not going to happen. So what happens is that the reason why this can be a little bit difficult to do as far as like you becoming that man, right, is because if you've been indulging in bullshit for so long, right, usually what happens is that the reason why you're indulging with these, these flaky women or these goofy ass women or whatever it is because you have lack in your situation. Like this, you don't have an abundance or whatever, right? So what happens is that since you don't have the abundance, you sort of hold on to anything. You're like, well, you know what? This girl flaked on me twice, but let me holler at her again because, she's pretty much my only option right now. That's sort of where you're at in the game, right? But in order for you to really become that dude, you have to cut all that shit off, even if you don't have any options, right? So if you're dealing with a chick who's flaky, right, you need to cut her off and find other women, right? Even if she's the only woman you're dealing with, you cut her off and you start from scratch. Then you meet another chick and she's on some flaky shit, right? You cut her off and then you start from scratch. You meet another chick, she's on some bullshit, you cut her off. And then what you're going to do is that you're developing a situation where you're sort of like dismissing chicks who are on that flaky shit, right? And then so what happens is that you're going to come across a woman who is not flaky, or who doesn't do, a whole bunch of that flaky stuff. And then you come across another woman who's not on that flaky shit, and then you deal with her. And then so what's happening is that you're developing situations with women who aren't flaky. You understand? And then so what it does is that when you're dealing with these chicks, you become a different type of person, so that when you meet the next girl and the next girl, the girls who are on that flaky stuff and who are on that goofy stuff, they already know that they can't really fuck with you like that, because they know that if they actually do flake, you're not going to call them back. You're just going to kick them to the curb. You're going to charge them to the game. And then the women who are on that high quality stuff, they're going to want to fuck with you because they know that you're the type of guy who don't deal with flakiness, and you're not a flake yourself, so that they can depend on you actually being there. Because you got to understand something. Women also have to deal with flakiness, meaning they also deal with guys who flake on them. Believe it or not, most guys don't know this. There's a lot of times where women are dealing with men who, they're trying to go on dates with these guys. The guys set up the dates, and then the guys don't show up. The guys call and, flake on them and all this other shit. You understand? And then some of those women, right, are women who actually want to deal with a guy who's not flaky. And the reason why they want to deal with a guy who's not flaky is because they're not flaky. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that when you become the guy who's not flaky, the women who are not flakes are more attracted to you. The reason why you're attracting flakes is because you're indulging and you're dealing with the flakes in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of these women, they start indulging and dealing with the flakes. And then after a while, they're like, you know what? I need to stop fucking with these type of guys. And so what happens is that they start dealing with the dude who is not flaky, and they continue to deal with a guy who's not flaky. You understand what I'm saying? See, what you got to understand is that you're going to attract certain type of women once you become the man first who sets a certain standard, right? But if you don't set that standard, you're going to continue to deal with all this bullshit that you've been dealing with, right? Because see, there's levels to this thing. It's like, like when you think about like a plane or something like that, you have coach and then you have first class, right? There's a reason why, there's certain people in coach, because the way that they basically, put up their money, the amount of money that they put up is, they can only afford, or they only want to fuck with the coach situation. The people who are in first class, they put up a certain amount of money to be able to be in that situation of first class. You understand what I'm saying? If you think about, let's say, a GED versus a master's degree, you have a person who just got their GED, and then you have a person who has their master's degree, right? Now, let's say you are a company and you want to hire certain people for certain positions, right? Now, that person with the master's degree probably has some sort of, higher level of skill or technical skill that is applicable to a certain type of position that you would need in your company, right? But the thing is, though, in order to attract that person with the master's degree, in order to get them to be part of your company, you have to, have a higher salary to pay them. You understand what I'm saying? Because that person with the master's degree is not going to work for your company with the same amount of money you're paying some guy that just got his GED. So you can't pay the master's degree person with GED money. You understand what I'm saying? You have to come at a different angle. You have to be at a certain place or level in order to attract that person with the master's degree to fuck with you. You understand? They not fucking with you unless you have provided something within your own infrastructure that lets them know that you're worth fucking with. Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand? So you can't, you hire like 5 people with GEDs and they're working in the stock room or something. You paying them, $12 an hour, and then you can't expect to, have a position that has way more responsibility that requires someone with a master's degree and try to pay them also $12 an hour. It doesn't work that way. You have to come at a different, range in order to attract that person to work for you. So the same thing applies when you're dealing with women. You have to come at a certain level in order to attract that other level. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you want the best, you gotta be the best. If you want the high quality, you gotta be the high quality. You understand? If you want that hot shit, you gotta be hot shit. And see, what confuses guys is that men, they see a hot woman and they think, oh, well, I gotta be good looking. You understand? Like, what women describe as a hot guy, you understand, encompasses a lot of shit. You understand? It's a lot of different things, right? And so you can cultivate that within your game. See, the thing is that you're not going to be able to get high quality and hotter chicks doing the same things you've been doing. So you're not going to be able to get higher quality chicks if you are continuously dealing with low standard chicks. So you're dealing with, you're lowering your standards, you're dealing with whack women, right? And I use this example on my my YouTube live show the other day where, I had a caller calling in and he was basically saying there was this girl and, he's been trying to holler at her and then she's sort of been being flaky and standoffish and playing games and acting goofy and this and this and that. And then he was talking about other girls that he was trying to get with and it was the same thing. And I said, the reason why that's happening is because you are putting yourself in those situations and you're dealing with those type of women. So you're continuously attracting those type of women. If you want to attract the better women, you want to attract better quality women, you have to change yourself. You understand? You have to become a better quality guy and then you will attract those women. I use this example. It's like if you're a smoker and you keep smoking, and you're coughing all the time and your lungs is feeling all fucked up, right? In order for you to stop coughing and in order for you to get better, you have to stop fucking smoking. And then you start to breathe better. You can breathe the air better because you stop smoking. You've changed that habit of smoking in order to be able to breathe better, right? But you're not going to be able to breathe better and have better lungs and have better health if you are also smoking at the same time. So you can't be smoking and you can't be smoking and simultaneously say, hey, I want to be able to breathe better and not cough. You understand what I'm saying? And not fuck up my lungs. I want to have better lungs. I want to have better health, but I want to keep smoking. That's fucking crazy. You understand? You can't say I want better, lungs and to breathe better, but also continue to smoke, right? You can't say, oh, I want a hot chick. I want hotter girls. I want the girls to stop flaking on me when you continue to deal with low quality women and continue to indulge and deal with women who keep flaking on you and deal with women who are playing games and fucking, basically not having sex with you and just continuing to, roll with that. It's not going to happen. You have to become that guy who does not deal with that shit. This is why I always talk about charging chicks to the game. You understand? But dudes are scared to do that because they're still caught up in their feeling of, lack. Their feeling of, they don't have that abundance mindset. You understand? And again, in order to, get to that point where you're, getting and accumulating, different women in different situations where things are working in your favor, you first have to change. You first have to become that guy who doesn't indulge in bullshit. You have to stop trying to make the bullshit work. You have to stop trying to continuously talk to this girl or call this girl who's flaking on you, who's ignoring you, who's not having sex with you, and trying to make that shit work. You understand? The more you indulge in that, the more you put yourself in that situation, the more that you are continuing to waste time and energy on these women or specific woman that you're dealing with. You understand? That's going to basically hurt you in the long run. You have to basically almost, what they say, what do they say? You got to quit cold turkey or something like that. You have to quit the bullshit. You have to quit the fucking bullshit in order to really get to the point where you need to be. You feel what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. Guys, if you have any more questions or anything, make sure you click the link below and I will holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Click the link below or go to MrLocario.com to get tickets for the Bad Boy Seminar, which is on March 25th, 2017. Space is limited, so get your tickets today.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.